This is Math 2, Unit 9, Lesson 1, adding and subtracting polynomials. A big chunk of this, well, I shouldn't say big, the last part of this is review. Examples of polynomials. This first part is review as well. You did this back in, say, middle school. 3x to the fourth plus 7x minus 4x squared plus 3. You also did this last year in Math 1. It's a polynomial. All right, how do we write these polynomials in standard form? When you see this on the test, write your polynomial, write your answer in standard form. If you simplified and you wrote your answer like this, it would be wrong. Standard form starts with the largest exponent and descends. What is my largest? Well, first off, what's the exponent here? 4. This is one term with an exponent of 4. What's the exponent here? 1. What is it here?
2.
And the last one, does anybody know what it is? Is there an exponent? Is there a variable?
No.
That means it's x to the 0. Why is it x to the 0? Because what is x to the 0?
1.
1, and 3 times 1 is 3. You won't ever have to write that again. I'm just letting you know it is there. So we have fourth power, second power, first power, and 0 power. The largest exponent goes first. So what is the first term I'm going to write down? 3x to the fourth. That's the largest exponent. Do I have any third powers here? No. So what comes next? Negative 4x squared, and then after that 7x, and then the constant. The constant is the one with no variable, or the x to the 0, and that there is standard form. Okay. So when they ask you on the test, simplify and write your answer in standard form, if you have it jumbled up, not in this form, it is wrong. Okay, you will need to know what the degree of a polynomial is. The degree is the value of the largest exponent. The degree is the value of the largest exponent. So I have a power of 0, a power of 1, a power of 2, and a power of 4. What is my largest exponent? 4. So you would say there that the degree equals 4. Now kids will say, oh, but 7's bigger. I'm not looking at the coefficient. I'm looking at the exponents. The largest exponent is your degree. Questions? All right. You will be asked today to name triangles, or not triangles, polynomials by their degree. So we're going to write down a few of them that you will need to know. All right. If you have a polynomial and the degree is 1, we call that a linear function. You learned that one last year in Math 2 and also in middle school. Linear function, y equals mx plus b. Do you guys remember those? It was a straight line. Y equals 2x plus 7. That would look like this. You went up 7 and then your slope was up 2 over 1. You guys vaguely remember that?
Nope.
Linear graphs, straight lines.
Nope.
Okay. Degree is 2. You also talked about this last year. You didn't graph them too much. It's called the quadratic function. That's your parabola. If you ever remember when you guys compared graphs last year in Math 1, you had parabolas, the U-shapes. Those U-shapes are called quadratic functions. And the degree 3 is the cubic function. I'm not sure if that is one you've seen before. Does anybody remember, did you guys do cubics in Math 2? The cubic functions look like this. Did you guys deal with those last year? Yes.
Oh, shoot.
Math 1, thank you. Last year in Math 1. Excuse me. So last year in Math 1, did you guys have this cubic function?
Yep.
Yes? All right. So this is cubic. Quadratics are the U shapes. And then linears are just the straight lines that you're used to.
That's the report.
Linear, quadratic, cubic. Okay, those are the only ones that we have special names for. Anything higher, you would just say it by its number. So say if the degree was 4, you would say 4th degree polynomial. 4th degree polynomial. If the degree was 5, you'd say 5th degree polynomial. 10th degree polynomial, whatever the exponent is. So we have special names for 1 through 3. Anything higher, you just call it by its number. All right, questions on degree. All right, you will also be naming polynomials by the number of terms. You will also be naming them by the number of terms. Okay, so it's either going to have 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms, and 4 terms, or higher, 5 terms, 6 terms. I'm not going to label anymore because it can go on forever. Okay, when it has 1 term, we call that a monomial. Does anybody remember hearing that before?
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. A monomial is a polynomial with only 1 term. An example of that would be something like, say, 3x. 3x is a monomial. There's only 1 term. There's 2 pieces, is a 3 and an x, but it's 1 term. Got it? Okay. Anybody know what it's called for a 2 term? Starts with the B. Binomial. All right, and binomial would look something like this: 5x plus 7. Anyone know the 3? Trinomial. Good job. All right, so that would look something like, let's say 7x squared minus 3x plus 1. That's a trinomial. All right, just like with the degrees, we only have the special name for the first 3. After that, you just use its number. So there's no special name here. It would just be 4-term polynomial. Quadrinomial.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, 5-term polynomial, 6-term polynomial. All right, so one of those would look something like this: 8x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5x minus 4. Okay, you will be asked today to name these by its number of terms and the degree. So this one is called a monomial because it has 1 term. What's the exponent here that we don't see?
1.
Which means it's linear, quadratic, or cubic? Linear. Okay, this one has how many terms? Which is called a binomial. What's the degree here that I don't see? 1, which is still called a linear. Okay, how many terms are here?
3.
Which we call a, and what's the degree here that I do see? We'd call that a quadratic. Okay, how many terms here?
4.
No special name, 4-term polynomial. What's the degree? It's not 4, it is 3, which makes it a cubic. Does that make sense? All right, that's the kind of stuff you're going to be doing. All right, so first write in standard form. Then name each polynomial based on the degree and number of terms. And the number of terms. All right, number 1. 7x plus 4x to the third plus 2x squared minus 5. If you gave me that, like you had a problem, you worked it out, you simplified, and you gave me this as your final answer, And in the problem, I said, write your answers in standard form. Would I mark this wrong? Yes, this is not standard form. What's the largest exponent? 3, so what's coming first? 4x cubed. What's coming second? 2x squared. The next one?
7x.
And then the constant always goes at the end. The constant's the one with no variable attached, or x to the 0 is how you can think of it. All right, how many terms do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one answer. This is the right in standard form part. What's the degree? Degree is 3 because that's your largest exponent. Okay, so if the degree is 3, what do we call it? Cubic. So it's a cubic function. And 4 terms, do we have a special name or just 4-term polynomial? 4-term polynomial. So you have quite a bit of answers here. We have a total of 3, the standard form answer, the name of it by its degree, and then the name of it by its number of terms. Any questions? Okay, number 2. We're ready? Here. Sorry, guys. Number 2 is -3 plus 5x. You can write that down if you're ready. -3 plus 5x. Number 2 is -3 plus 5x. If it helps you on this side, you can put this, because this is what we're going to be using, so it's easy to refer to when you're doing your work today. Oh. Naming your polynomials. All right, so -3 plus 5x. Is that already written in standard form? Yes or no? No. If it was, we just rewrite the answer, but it's not. What's standard form for this one? 5x minus 3. Okay, I'm going to start calling on people. Evan, what is the degree here that I don't see? 1. Can you either in your head have it memorized, or can you look at your notes? What do we call a degree 1 polynomial? A linear function. Good job. So we'd call this a linear function. And now I'm going to call on Isaac. How many terms?
2.
So look at your notes, or you have it in your head. What do we call a 2-term polynomial? Binomial. Questions? Okay, number 3. -8 minus 6x squared plus 2x. Go ahead and write it in standard form first. Below, can you tell me what you would have once you write it in standard form?
6x, 2.
Okay, so -6x with the exponent of 2, and the negative sign goes with it. Okay, keep going.
Plus 2x.
Uh-huh. Beautiful. -6x squared plus 2x minus 8. Do we all agree? Okay, Alik, can you tell me what the degree is? Not the special name, just what's the degree? 1, 2, 3, 4, what's the degree? The degree is the value of the largest exponent. So what's the value of the largest exponent here? Okay, so can you tell me how many terms there are then? It would be a trinomial. Do you guys all agree with her? All right, can anybody answer this question then? A volunteer tell me what the degree is? What is it?
2.
The degree is 2. Okay, Alik, do you see where he got the 2 from? Right here. It's always going to be, there's a 2 there, there's a 1 there, and there's no exponent there on your, there's no variable there. So you look at your exponents only when you're looking for degree. The degree, you look at the exponents only. The only exponents I have in my variables are 2 and 1. The largest one is the 2, so the degree is 2. And then when you look at your notes, what do we call the degree to? Quadratic. So we'd call this a quadratic function. And what did you say it was, Ellie? Did you say trinomial? All right, let's try another one, then we'll move on to a different type of problem. Number 4, negative 3x to the 6th minus 7x to the 6th plus 3x squared minus 4 plus x cubed.
What's a big root?
Oh, I know. Not only that, can anybody tell me what's different besides it being a lot bigger?
There's
Six.
what,
16.
What does this one have besides a larger degree that these other 3 did not?
too many numbers.
Too many numbers, that's part of it. What else?
Too many
Like
pictures.
terms. Do they have like terms?
Yes.
All right, if there are like terms, you do have to combine them. Now, you add negative 3 plus negative 7 at the coefficients. What is that? Negative 10, and then x to the 6th stays x to the 6th. Okay, what's coming next? Squared, first, or third power?
Third power.
All right, and after the third power, squared, and after that one, the x, and what comes at the very end? The negative 4. All right, you look at your exponents, and you look for the largest value. I have no exponent, no variable here, a power of 1, a power of 2, a power of 3, and a power of 6. Elite, do you think you can handle this one for the degree? The largest value for your exponents is what? 6. Do we have, if you look back over here, do we have a special name for a degree 6? No, so we just call it 6th degree polynomial. And how many terms? Do we have a special name for that one? 5-term polynomial. And I forgot to put degree here. All right. Are we good? Okay. This last piece we're going to do, I'm going to go fairly quick because this part is review. Simplify, write in standard form. Simplify, write in standard form. Number 1, test question. And believe it or not, it's a test question that a lot of kids miss. And you'd look at it and think, why did they miss that? But they get so caught up in all the work. I'm going to tell you what the most common wrong answer is. 14x to the 4th. Do you guys all agree that's wrong?
Yes.
You only add exponents when you're multiplying like bases. Am I multiplying here? No. So adding the 7 plus 7 is correct. It is 14, but it's x squared. 14x squared. When you're adding like terms, your variable p stays as it is, just like we did when we were adding radicals. 2 root 3 plus 4 root 3 is 6 root 3. It doesn't change. 7x squared plus 7x squared is 14x squared. Is that clear? Please don't miss that one on the test. All right, next one. Oh, notice I didn't say anything about naming, all that stuff. We don't have to do that on these. Just standard form, and we're done. 5x to the 3rd, take away 13x to the 3rd. Are these both like terms?
No. Wait.
Do they both have the same
Yeah.
exponent? Yes, so you add 5 plus negative 13, which is the same as saying 5. Take away 13, and it's negative. Negative what? Negative 8x to the 13th. And I haven't really said anything about standard form because there's only one term in each one. So, oh, sorry. Got carried away. To the 3rd. Is that what you're saying? Yes, okay. Number 3. Parentheses y cubed minus 5y squared, take away 3, close parentheses, minus parentheses, 6y cubed plus 4 minus 7y squared, close parentheses.
It looks intimidating, but it's probably really easy.
It's not that bad. I'm going to cover this side. What would you call this? Monomial, binomial, or trinomial? What about this one? Now, they don't have to both be the same. It just so happens they are. Like, you could do a binomial and a trinomial, or vice versa. It just so happens they're both trinomials. Now, we've talked about this a lot. In this particular problem with the parentheses, am I allowed to just drop? Not in this one, because I have to do what first? Distribute the negative. If that had been a plus sign, would I be able to just drop? Yes, but since the minus, I have to distribute first. Y cubed minus 5y squared minus 3 minus 6y cubed plus or minus 4? Minus 4 plus or minus 7y squared? Plus 7y squared. Now you're going to combine your like terms. Cubed goes with cubed, squared goes with squared, constants go with constants, and make sure it's in standard form. Your largest exponent will come first. Go ahead and do that now. Wendy, do you have it yet? Was that a no? Can you tell me what terms you would add together first? You'd add the y cubed ones together first? Yes. Can you tell me what you have?
I have 5y
Positive or negative? If it's negative 6 and positive 1.
negative
Okay, keep going.
plus 2y squared
Mm-hmm.
minus 7.
Good job. Did you guys all get that? All right. What if you had something like this? X plus 8y, close parentheses, plus parentheses 3x minus 14y, close parentheses. Again, these are now two binomials, but they don't have to be the same. They just have been. Am I allowed to just drop the parentheses on this one? Yes, because it is a plus sign and there's nothing to distribute. All right. X plus 8y plus 3x minus 14y. Like variables with like variables. Standard form is like, what do you do when there's multivariables? You go alphabetically. Whatever comes first in the alphabet. What comes first, x or y? So x will come first in standard form. So 1x plus 3x. Did I hear 4x? And then 8y and negative 14y is a negative. Negative what? Negative 6y, and that is your answer. Questions? Yes.
Is this video going up today?
Yes.
Okay, cool.